All right, YouTube. So this is a crankshaft position sensor repair on a 2010 Honda Odyssey. This particular repair is for the 3.5 variable timing. I think it's the J35A7 engine. And that crankshaft position sensor is on the tail bottom of the engine. I will show you where that is. It's at the bottom on the oil pan. Not horrible to get to, but it creates some problems. All right, sorry for the lighting there. That's your connector. That's your passenger axle. That's your muffler. That's your oil pan. Pull that connector off. It's a 3-pin connector, and they corrode because it's on the bottom of the motor. I went from having a completely running, working van with no check engine lights, no lights on the dash, anything. My wife parked it. We had a snow, crazy cold temperatures, and in the morning it cranked hard and the whole dash lit up like a Christmas tree. The code was P0335, crankshaft position sensor malfunction. I could still get 12 volts. I could get ground from my 3-pin connector, but it was not picking up the feed wire. And I tried cleaning up these connectors, dipping them in vinegar, and just got nothing. And as you can kind of see there, the actual terminal pins, that's the top of it. That's a little spring-loaded pin right there that comes in contact with the terminal. And it's just absolutely corroded. In fact, this little terminal pin was so corroded that after immersing it in vinegar and salt for a day or so, it just basically crumbled. I couldn't salvage this. I could not find the 3-pin connector that I needed. So I ended up buying one off Amazon. It arrived the day before Christmas, thank God. And I was able to not use this 3-pin connector because this is for a Honda Civic. The connector, the little connector prong here that I'm pushing on is actually slightly different. The alignment pins right there, alignment notches are on the side rather than the top like mine. That wasn't really an issue because I was able to carefully pull the prongs out, and I will try to demonstrate how that works because there's nothing on YouTube. So what you do is you find a little screwdriver or something and you're trying to work, sorry I don't have enough hands here, you're trying to work this little locking piece out of the inside here. It just rocks back and forth. You can stick something inside here and try to push it out, but basically you rock that back and forth, you get that little piece out. At that point in time, see if I can prop this under my chin. It's not gonna work here. See if I can prop this up on something. I apologize, I'm a horrible cameraman. All right. So I found it easier, depending on what tools you've got, I found it easier to carefully come in from the back side through the rubber. And let me push this back in for you. And I don't eat your little rubber connector or rubber insulator, but you'll be able to feel it. It'll slide all the way in, and now I'm just kind of pinching the wire and it should come out together if you do it right and not go on the right side. Come on, baby. Maybe I told you wrong. Well, they fight you. Well, this one's locking differently than my other one did. Basically, fiddle with it, and they should pull out for you. This one is not cooperating. Anyways, you get the idea. You got to monkey around with it. But these little things, this is a solderless connector, or basically a low temp solder bead in there, but they're great for sealing your wires back together. Replace the all the wires and the terminals in the old existing plastic plug, and I was able to get my code to go away. There we go. I finally got that apart. Each connector kind of has its own locking mechanism, but that's what it looked like. Mine are all corroded up, but that's how these Honda connectors work. And then you just push these back together. Slide that in there. You hear kind of a click, and then they won't pull back out. Make sure there's a little rubber seal in there that obviously doesn't necessarily work all the time, but it should be in there. And then that will push back in and lock that together. Okay? But that's how to basically repair any of your Honda wiring. But that crankshaft position sensor, I had a heck of a time. Tried cleaning it up and finally realized how many little different pieces of copper were inside of these terminals, and there's no cleaning them up. Once they go, they just, I mean, you can see that it's just falling apart. There's still corrosion everywhere, and I had it dipped in vinegar for 2.5 days. There's just nothing left. They were wiggly, they were loose. No amount of dielectric grease was gonna save that sucker. So replace it, do it right, and that should get us back on the road. Hopefully my wife will be happy.